Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga will tomorrow embark on a week-long tour of Nyanza region and Western Kenya. Those two regions forms Raila Odinga core support base. And that tour by Raila Odinga is actually sending shockwaves in Kenya Kwanza. Let me just share with you Raila Odinga's program for the week, which have actually Grace has really received from Raila Odinga's team. On Saturday, which is tomorrow and Sunday, Raila Odinga will be in Migori. And I'm going to break it down. On Monday, Raila Odinga will be in Nyamira and Kisumu. On Tuesday, Raila Odinga will be in Kisii. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, according to this program, they're saying it's blocked. Maybe they'll come up with something. On Friday, Raila Odinga will be in Kakamega. On Saturday, Raila Odinga will be in Mumias. That's the other Saturday. Then Sunday, the other Sunday, Raila Odinga will rest. And then the other Monday, Raila Odinga will be in Busia. So that's a very elaborate program. Let me just break down for you the Migori tour, because even the Kisii, Nyamira, Busia, Kisumu are going to be several other activities. According to the program, tomorrow, Raila Odinga is expected to be to arrive and attend the burial of Honorable Abed Moroa in Masaba Ward, Korea West. That's a former ODM MC in Korea West. So Raila Odinga will attend his funeral, his burial. Then at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., Raila Odinga will be in Nyatike, Makalda Polytechnic, where he's going to oversee or to officially kick off the membership recruitment drive in Nyatike. Then 4 to 5, Raila Odinga will be holding leaders meeting at the county headquarters. That means in Migori town, Raila Odinga will hold a meeting with MPs, the local leaders, the church leaders, the party officials. It definitely is going to be a town hall meeting. So it's a packed activity tomorrow. On Sunday, you will sleep there, maybe in Kisumu. Then on Sunday, the next day, Raila Odinga will be in Migori County Referral Hospital. I don't know what he's going to do there. Maybe there are still some victims of police brutality inside there. Or maybe he's going to officially launch a project there. I'm not so sure. Then 10 to 10:30, Raila Odinga will be in Rongo Sub-County Hospital. Again, another hospital there. And then 11 to noon, Raila Odinga will be opening ODM office in Rongo. Remember, the Rongo member of parliament, Paul Abur, has already moved to UDA party. So I think Raila Odinga is coming up with a strategy of dealing with the rebels. And of course, I've also seen Raila Odinga's, I've also seen some program for game constituency. I'm just hoping and praying that they'll spare my friend Nyamita. Anyway, that's according to the Migori. So it means all these other counties, Kisumu, Busia, Kakamega, Nyamira, Kisii, also have elaborate programs which they are going to release moving forward. Remember, Raila Odinga actually, was it last week or last week, but one camped in in Kisumu, Siaya, and Homa Bay. So which means Raila Odinga is now focusing on his strongholds. So in this video, I want us to really understand the objectives of Raila Odinga's visit, because in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And the timing of this visit is also key, because right now, Kenya Kwanza ratings amongst Kenyans are actually at their lowest moment. And of course, it's also coming at a time when the Kenya Rural Roads Board, or the KERA guys, announced for tenders for some road projects. And from those tender documents, from that tender advert, it is clear, and of course the members of parliament from Luya Nation and from Nyanza were complaining that it allocated very few road projects for Nyanza and Luya Nation. But before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But before I dive in, allow me to also thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier. I'm so grateful because it goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing there. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Raila Odinga's move to camp in Luya Nation and in Nyanza is worrying Kenya Kwanza? Because when he camped in Homa Bay and Siaya last week, many UDA supporters were really worried that why would Raila Odinga camped in his strongholds, and they were arguing that Raila Odinga actually needed to focus on maybe to conduct party recruitment, let's say in Rift Valley, Rift Valley, Mount Kenya. So why do you think Raila Odinga is camping in Nyanza? Number one, and this I think I've repeated severally, and it's one of the advices that I keep on telling Raila Odinga and his team. They need to consolidate their stronghold. In the last election, if you are keen, Raila Odinga never really consolidated his stronghold. Raila Odinga focused on winning new territories. And that's why in the last campaign, Raila Odinga spent most of his time, resources, and energy trying to climb the mountain. He never reached the top of the mountain. I remember Sabina Chege even bought for him some shoes to climb the mountain, which he never succeeded in climbing. So I think this time around, those who are advising Raila Odinga are giving him the right advice, that he needs to consolidate his support base. For example, if Raila Odinga had consolidated his support base in the last election, it would have been very difficult for William Ruto to actually rig himself. Because if the window is small, then you can always have an avenue of rigging. If Raila Odinga, for example, had upped his numbers in Nyanza by, let's say, 300,000, where do you think William Ruto would have added? Of course, some would argue that the outcome was already predetermined. But the truth is, this time around, Raila Odinga is focusing on his stronghold, which for me is a big plus for him. Number two is visibility. I've always said on this platform, and let me repeat myself once again, that there's a possibility that Raila Odinga might actually support someone else for the presidency. And of course, I don't like hiding. That person is likely to be Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So the fact that Raila Odinga might not be on the ballot is also something that is really chewing Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. And it's also chewing particularly the ODM party. How will their support base react to the fact that Raila Odinga might not be on the ballot? If you leave that, there's also the equation of numbers in parliament. For example, Raila Odinga has always dominated Nairobi politics. If Azimio will not be on the ballot, then the question is, if ODM will not be on the ballot, then the question is, let's say Wiper will be on the ballot. Will Wiper agree not to sponsor candidates in Nairobi? And what would be the implication if Wiper were to decide to sponsor candidates also in Nairobi? And assuming they also have a presidential candidate. So it's going to be a very serious issue. So for Raila Odinga, the ODM visibility must be maintained so that it remains a dominant party.
We have. And I see in all the media, social, print, and electronic, that there is a high demand for Baba Onge. Because when you see small and desperate people seeking your leadership, it means that they are missing you. Baba, wherever you are, we miss you. Here in Migori, we miss you. Everywhere we miss you. In fact, Baba's voice is louder than the voice of parliament. The voice of parliament in Kenya has been muzzled, or the collective voice of the council of governors have been muzzled. The entire opposition in this county or in this country cannot speak.
If you ask me. Number 3, and this is also another mistake which they committed. I think Raila Odinga is now reactivating the ODM grassroots network. You know, I've interacted with ODM supporters, especially those on the ground, for a very long time. And they've always told me that the biggest challenge they're facing in ODM party is that there are people who are committed to the party. They're never given opportunity. When agents are being appointed, some people they've never seen are the ones appointed as party agents. And that has actually dampened the spirit of most of the ODM grassroots supporters. At one point, I was talking to one of them in Homa Bay. The guy was literally crying that, you know, they love Baba, they've suffered with the party, but every time there's an opportunity, nominations, you know, the grassroots support base of ODM party is one of the strongest after Kanu. Kanu is dead already, by the way. But if you look at the grassroots support, there's no party that enjoys that grassroots support than Raila Odinga. ODM party is the only party in this republic where you'll go to even a place where it's not popular, but you'll definitely find someone who is too loyal to Raila Odinga. People who can even sacrifice everything because of their loyalty. I remember at one point we went to Meru, and there's a gentleman who came to that rally, and he had branded everything. And when we asked, we were told even his house ni Chongwa. So these are the people who are always being overlooked. So I'm convinced that Raila Odinga learned after the last election that there is no way he can depend on others to serve as his agents. He will only depend on his party structures. So that's number 3. Number 4, I'm also convinced that Raila is countering UDA activities, especially in Kisii, Nyamira, Migori, Homa Bay, and Nyanza. And Nyanza in general. The truth is, UDA has tried to move. The only problem they have is that the party is not selling. But they've tried. I've always asked why we've seen so many people, so many UDA caps being given in Nyanza, for example. But it's very rare to find someone donning that kofia ya Ruto or ya UDA, even that t-shirt. Even in the local markets, even a drunk man, you hardly find them donning it. But they've really distributed. So their idea was to create that brand awareness, the yellow brand. But people are shunning those. So I think Raila Odinga realized that these guys, if they were to be given a chance, then they would even recruit ODM members. So he's trying to counter that. And lastly, I also tend to think that it could be as a new strategy. Let each and every party go to the ground, consolidate. Then also test the ground. I'm sure Raila Odinga might also be testing the ground. Is the ground receptive of his possibility of running again? Is the ground receptive of the possibility of Raila Odinga endorsing someone else? So by going to the ground, Raila Odinga is actually engaging. You know, Raila Odinga has been in politics for several years. So he understands politics. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.